Yeah, so I've been vegan for 5 years now. Growing up, ate the standard American diet, vegetables or corn. Fun fact, corn is not a vegetable, it's a grain. Yeah, so I just kind of want to eat healthier. I love animals, so I decided to go vegan. I remember going to one of those like petting zoos where you get to pet the animals like little pigs and goats and stuff. And then that night, for dinner we had BLTs, and I think that was the first moment I connected. Like that came from that little pig I was petting that afternoon. It's not funny. And I decided that I wanted to stop eating pigs. And then I did. And then I only ate chicken and fish. And then I went to another petting zoo. And then I went to an aquarium. In fifth grade. And I saw little tilapia swimming around the tank. And I was like, tilapia. And I ate fish. It's the first one. And then I definitely had a clear advantage. Trevor and Caleb, they're not vegan. They don't know how to cook vegan. And I feel like they made a lot of blunders because of that. And everything we made just impressed them. Like, I remember the cashew cheese sauce we made for our first dish, and Trevor and Caleb were blown away. They didn't think that cashews could become that, and now they're just used to it. And I feel like we're definitely not a disadvantage, but like they're coming into their own. Tofu banh mi with some Asian-inspired French fries, and we put a little flair on the ketchup with some sriracha. We made some sriracha ketchup. Yep.
And then I think the big thing that makes our dish stand out from the rest is the fact that we put cornstarch in the fries, which gives it a really awkward texture. And I think that awkward texture is going to go a long way in just really ramping up the scale of competition for the judges.
Yeah, I also think our pickling method, we pickle these veggies a few days in advance, so
yeah,
I'm pretty impressed by
I think they taste good.
Yeah,
they taste awesome. Yeah, so what we think we can get tonight, I think if we go home with anything less than like a 90 total, like a 90 average, so like an A.
Yeah, we were robbed.
I think we'd be disappointed.
We'd be disappointed and we were robbed.
Yeah. I think it's really just, like the lower we get, it's just more of a reflection of how
unsophisticated the
judges'
palates.
taste buds are.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say, thanks.
Teamwork makes dream work.
lot like this week, in that it had some highs and some lows.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll get us started.
okay.
I gave it a 7 out of 10 for taste. I thought that the sandwich, I like the pickled vegetables a lot. I mean, the bread to substance ratio kind of brought it down a little bit. A lot of bread, and I thought the tofu was in the middle was a little cold, and also just not great, like just texture-wise, which I guess is just part of, you know, being tofu, being a tofu sandwich. But I will say it, best fries I've ever had. Fantastic fries.
Really?
The texture was great, flavor was great. I like the fries a lot. I'd have those over anything, over any fries from any fast food place or homemade. Best I've ever had. So that brought it up to a 7.
It's interesting. 'Cause, actually, most of my negatives on the taste were with the fries.
Really?
I thought the Chinese 5-spice did not work at all. It felt like I was eating fries that were dropped in the sand and then put on my plate anyways, because of like how much was on there. And it kind of just like, it tasted like nothing to me, if I'm being honest. Like it just kind of like blended into the potato flavor. So I was not a big fan of that.
I mean, it's certainly not the traditional, but I guess to each his own. What was your rating?
And I gave it a 6 out of 10 overall for taste. And on the fries though, I did like the crispiness, so it wasn't all bad. They had good structure. And for the sandwich, the coleslaw, pickled vegetables was really nice, but it kind of dominated the sandwich. So again, I didn't give it like a great rating from that, but it was good. And I think what would have taken it up a level for me was if the tofu had been like marinated in like really flavorful liquid, so that I could taste it like really prominently. And yeah, I think that would bring it up. So do you want to go on presentation?
Yeah, presentation hit kind of low marks for me. I gave it a 4 out of 10, a little bit below average. Sandwich looked good, some decent colors in there, but it is at the end of the day, fries in a sandwich. 4 out of 10 might even be generous, because I also had a streak of ketchup on my plate that literally looked like a baby was playing with it.
That's interesting, because I actually gave it a 10 out of 10 for presentation. I thought that mine had like a really pleasing arrangement of like the skewed sandwich and the skewed vertical fries, and then the curved line of ketchup. I really liked how it looked.
You're telling me that every single person gave you an 8 out of 10 yesterday on a presentation.
I give him a 10 out of 10.
I would like to look at that again.
You're telling me that the sandwich and some fries with a little ketchup smeared on the plate, not even in a clean, like...
Well, I should say, mine was very clean. I did notice that.
Okay.
You're just the only one, Trevor.
You and I are the opposite on like every point.
Yeah, I'm interested for creativity.
Creativity, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I like the direction they went for a sandwich. Like you mentioned before, like the vegetables dominated. I thought that was a lot of the high points of the flavor there, and I thought that those helped carry creativity a lot, and still the French fries are a high point for me. Still, sandwich and fries, it's like I'm eating lunch with friends. Everything else I've seen in the competition, I think, might just be a little bit above it, but I gave it higher than average points for just the creativity and the ingredients.
Well, we were actually pretty similar on this. I gave it a 6 out of 10 for creativity. Mostly for the choice of the sandwich and like the inspiration. I like that. I don't think we've seen Vietnamese so far, and I've actually never had a banh mi or like even seen somebody eat one before. So I like it, drawing some slightly less common knowledge. And I also liked the modified condiments. Those were a nice touch, but other than that, the creativity wasn't overwhelming for me. So that's why I went with my score.
All right. Well, let's see. So, run me through what you guys are feeling right now.
I'm on the verge of tears.
Yeah,
Really?
I'm really upset.
I just thought, we came in, I get it, not wanting to root for the winning team. Like we're kind of like the Patriots. Every year the Patriots go to the Super Bowl, and I feel like we're kind of like that. But just because we have a heads up and we're vegan, so we try to experiment, we try to do different things, and it just, I guess, it just didn't work for us.
It was rigged. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I really have to say.
What's next?
Do you think you guys would have rated your own dish highly tonight, or at least higher than the judges did?
I mean, no.
But
I
that's
was-
besides the point.
I don't see how that's relevant to anything
Yeah,
we've been
it's not
talking about
relevant.
so far.
Question in this.
What's the next question?
Who do you guys think is gonna take it home this week? Do you think Caleb holds on?
Honestly, yeah, I think Caleb's probably gonna. Yeah.
Barring like a pre-vote for one of our dishes, I think it's like if that were to happen, I'm sure we'd still have another chance. But I'm saying, if we're just looking at the competition on the field, I think it's pretty obvious who the better cook is. I think we're gonna see that come Saturday and come Sunday.
Yeah. What he said.
Oh no, Trevor's been hyping up his dish this week. So do you guys think you'll be able to bounce back from this next month?
I don't think
Honestly,
so.
I don't know.
Stay
Stay hungry.